So there we are. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. If everyone has just seen the news just now, Wayne Rooney has left Plymouth Argyle by mutual consent. That is the breaking news right now. That has just come out, erupting my phone. Rooney is gone. Wayne is gone. Wazza is gone. Shrek is gone. And I will be brutally honest here. It is the right decision. It is the right decision. Wayne Rooney leaves the club by mutual consent. And like I said in my Oxford video, if everyone has just watched that, I uploaded it last night. If everyone has just seen my Oxford video, I said I wanted Rooney gone after Oxford, finally. And it turns out that my channel and nearly the whole fan base got their wish. And that as a result, yeah, Rooney's gone. Mutual consent. I want people to stop acting like he's been sacked, because he hasn't. Mutual consent. And it's the best way I think the club's done, to be honest, because I think if we sacked him, had we sacked him, we would still be paying off his wages, just like what we're doing right now with Ian Foster. So there we are. There we are. I wanted it to work. I really wanted it to work, but sadly it hasn't. Sadly it hasn't. And therefore this is the right decision. Well, I hope this is the right decision. If we stay up, then this is absolutely the right decision. So I said it in my Oxford video. If there's any time of the season to make a gamble and change managers, it's now. It's at the halfway stage of the season. We've done it right here, because had we waited till Easter, had we waited till March or April, it would have been a joke. It would have been an absolute joke. So I'm glad we've done it now at the halfway stage of the season, where we knew a change needed to happen. I'm actually a bit sad he's leaving, because I really like the bloke and I really wanted to prove everyone wrong, but it is the right decision. It had to happen after Oxford. It did have to happen after Oxford. And well, like I said, I wanted it to work. It just hasn't. It just hasn't. So we move on and we go to see what happens next. I'm not going to act like that this was always going to happen since May. I've wanted to make sure I backed him at least, because if I was pessimistic from the get-go, if I was in the shittest mood from the get-go since May, then honestly, if I was in the shittest mood from the get-go in May and be like since July, August, oh no, why is he here? Why is it this? Why is it that? It would have looked shit for the channel. Genuinely, it would have looked shit for the channel. And I don't care if it was just his time at Birmingham that wanted me to be put off. He would have kept Derby up if it wasn't for their financial administrations. And that, there I said it, but his time in the Championship's done now after that. His time in the Championship's definitely done now after that. We've given him one last chance in this league, and Rooney's taken on that last chance and he's blown it with 4 points adrift. So we move on. We've got 55 viewers in the stream. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I said after Coventry I'd give him one more chance, and we blew that chance at Oxford in a game we had to win, and we didn't. We were awful. So yeah, he had to go. He had to go. I called it. I absolutely called it. So now it just depends on who we want to bring in. I'm getting so many questions asked who to bring in.
Is that Rooney gone, I think?
Yeah, Rooney's gone. Yeah. I'm just reacting to it. Manage. I hope Neil Harris. I don't know. Who would I take in? My first choice would be Nigel Pearson. But I don't know. No, we're not having Shuey back. No way. We're not having Shuey or Ryan Lowe back, because if they come back, that just sums up Juice Snip in a nutshell. We are not hiring someone again who is friends with Juice Snip, or because if do, that is the clear problem with the board. So no, I want a completely brand new manager, someone that isn't Liverpudlian and friends with Juice Snip and Hallett. We need someone brand new. We need a change in this football club if people want to play for the badge and all that. So yeah, oh God, I nearly slipped. People are saying it's a happy new year. I'm not going to call it a happy new year, because if we go down, it's not really a happy new year, is it? So, right. I'd love Mark Robins. I'd absolutely love Mark Robins, to be fair. He probably is everyone's first choice. But people forget that there's so many managers out there we could get. Neil Harris is available. Mark Robins is available. Nigel Pearson. There's quite a lot out there. I would say Liam Rosinia, but he's flying at his job at the moment. There's quite a few out there. Des Buckingham. I said in my Oxford video, I'd take Des Buckingham, because I thought he was really unfairly sacked by Oxford, but they're doing all right with Gary Rowett with the way they're going. So, I don't know. I don't know. I would take Neil Harris. I think that would be a brilliant appointment. I rate him as well. I do rate him. Like I said, I'll take anyone that isn't from Liverpool. I will take anyone that isn't a friend of Juice Snip. I don't want Juice Snip to hire someone just because he's mates with him. Paul Watson, I'd also love, because he's one of our legends. It depends if they would leave Torquay for us, and they're getting Torquay back up, aren't they? Watson and Warnock. No, not a return for Shuey. We're not having a return for Shuey or Ryan Lowe. That just sums up the problem with the board. So, Tony Mowbray's a shout. I'd take Tony Mowbray. If I took anyone from League One, I'd probably say Michael Skubala from Lincoln. I do rate him. I would say Nathan Jones from Charlton, but Nathan Jones has a habit of fleeing first minute, and I wouldn't trust that as a result. Brilliant manager, Nathan Jones, don't get me wrong, for the Championship, but would I have him for Argyle right now? Probably not. He loves to flee clubs. Nathan Jones, and I'm worried he would do that with us. I'd love Moyes. That would just be the icing on top of the cake. If we got David Moyes, it would be absolutely sick. I don't see... that's what I mean. I agree with Matthew. I don't see Watton coming to us. I think he's doing a fine job at Torquay with Warnock. But we'll see. Mike Phelan's also left, by the way. Russell Martin is available. The only downside I have with Russell Martin is that he's very stubborn, and that reminds me of Foster and Ian Evatt. I would take Russell Martin though, but that's not a bad shout, to be fair. Adi Vivash, I don't know who that is. That'd be a new one to me. That's what I mean. I wouldn't be shocked if Mowbray didn't come, because I know his health isn't the greatest either. No to Shuey. No, we're not hiring a friend of Juice Snip's again. No, just please stop saying that. We're not hiring Shuey. We're not rehiring Shuey. And I haven't forgiven him for how he bloody left the club in the first place, for the greed and money. We're not taking Shuey. And we're not taking Gary Johnson. No way in heck. So yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. What's he saying? Robin's number 2 from Chelsea, amazing tactician. Robin struggled when he left. Steve Cooper, I'd definitely take Steve Cooper. I think the most realistic one so far, I mean, I'd love any of these that I'm saying right now, but I think the most realistic ones right now, I'd say, are actually Russell Martin and Neil Harris. But I don't know. There's quite a lot. There's quite a lot available. No, and I don't want to go for another big name again. As much as I wanted it to work with Rooney, it clearly didn't work. So yeah. No, we're not taking Xisco. We're absolutely not taking Xisco. I can't trust him after his time at Sheffield Wednesday. No way. No way. Trying to think who else is available. David Wagner's still available. Norwich last season. I wouldn't mind David Wagner. Valerian Ismail, who was at Watford last season. I wouldn't mind him. Mark Warburton. I don't know much about Mark Warburton. I'd have to... Oh, Slavica Jokanovic is a shout. I wouldn't mind him. Jokanovic is definitely a shout. Jesse March is a shout. Jesse March was rubbish for the Premier League with Leeds, but I think he'd do all right for the Championship. I would take Jesse March, to be fair. American, our investors rumoured to be American. It could happen. He hasn't been in this country for a while though, has he, Jesse March? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't mind him. It wouldn't be the worst appointment. If Joe Edwards does well at Bristol City, he might get the job for a couple of games. My only problem with that is that I just want Joe Edwards to play still. He's still our best player by far. Who would be your top choice for the next Argyle manager after all options considered? Who's that? Vladimir Ivic. I don't know him very well. Well, someone said David Moyes earlier, so that would be my top choice, but I don't... Mike Phelan won't get it, Josh. He's left the club with Rooney. I would say the ones I've mentioned today, the one I'd have is... Oh, Gary O'Neill's a shout as well. Gary O'Neill is a shout. That would be a class appointment. Who do you prefer, Inter Milan or Juventus? Inter Milan. I prefer both Milan clubs to Juventus. Yeah, no, good point. If Joe Edwards takes over now and he's probably is injured for a while, yeah, no, I can see what you mean, but I'd rather him play. He's our best player by far, him and Sissoko. I don't know much about Vladimir Ivic, so I'd have to see, but it would be someone new, definitely. Des Buckingham, I'd definitely take. I'd definitely take Des. I think he's quality. Like I said, I will take someone who I think's proven in this. Graham Potter's a shout. I'd take Graham Potter, definitely. But I don't see him coming here. I'd love him here, but I don't think it will happen, sadly. I think if the next job I think he'll get, the way it's going, is either Leicester or Crystal Palace, because I don't see Van Nistelrooy lasting at Leicester at the moment. But how is Randall getting on? Randall, he's had a good season again. He loves this club. He has had a few stinkers though lately. He was awful at Coventry. Like I said, I'll take anyone that's proven in this league or above, as long as they're not being hired. As long as they're not being hired purely solely on Juice Nip choosing his mates. That's why I don't want Shuey to come back. That's why I don't want Ryan Lowe to come back. Because that just tells you everything about our board if that happens. Yes, there will be. There'll be a massive rant, but I'll look at the positives as well, but there will be mainly a rant, yes. At least on the plus side, he knows... I'd only take Shuey back if he does exactly what Harry Redknapp did for Portsmouth. That's the only way I'd say it. Other than that, I don't want him back at all. Yeah, Warnock is... Well, he's the obvious candidate on that, isn't he? But I don't see him leaving Torquay. I think Torquay are going to go back up, in my eyes. And I think that they're the best two people to do it with them is Warnock and Watson. I don't see it. Irony is Harry Redknapp is available. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'd take him, but I swear he's retired, Redknapp. Right, Nigel Pearson is my first choice out of anyone. And I'll tell you my reasons why Nigel Pearson's my first choice out of anyone. 1, very realistic. 2, championship proven. 3, if we get Nigel Pearson, he knows the West Country inside out. His recent club was Bristol City. He loves it down here. That's the 4th reason. I definitely take him. And he's managed in the Premier League before. That's the 5th reason. He's the one I take, Nigel Pearson. He is my first choice out of anyone. And I've said this for a few weeks if Rooney goes, but I don't want Gerrard. I don't want Gerrard. But I think Gerrard would do a better job than Rooney. But again, I couldn't trust it. Like I said, the one I'd take is Nigel Pearson. It's also rumoured, by the way, that Shuey is going to take the West Brom job. It's also rumoured that Shuey's going to take the West Brom job, so that might plummet them. I don't know. Apparently, Mark Robins going to Stoke. I hope not. I hope Stoke get another shitter of a manager and it relegates them. I don't know. Knowing our luck, he would go Stoke just because of how wealthy their owners are, and then he'll get sacked by February. Knowing Stoke, they'll hire Robins and he'll get sacked by the start of March. Absolutely not. I don't like QPR. Right, so that really is the summary of all this. I can't lie. I disagree with Mike Phelan leaving because he's only just joined and I wanted to see us give him a chance. But as for Rooney, the main news of today, this was the right decision. If you guys want, later on tonight, before I go bed, I might do a stream on all the potential managers on who we could really get. And if you want the boys to join me on this, let me know. I just feel like it'll just be a stream then called Where Next? We'd have to pay, but would you take Parkinson from Wrexham? No. Brilliant manager, but Wrexham will charge us hundreds for that. So no, I don't want Phil Parkinson personally. Like I said, if I want anyone from League One, it would be Skubala from Lincoln because I highly rate him. I wouldn't want Wickham manager Matt Bloomfield. No, not yet. I wouldn't trust Bloomfield until Wickham get promoted. I'd definitely get Pearson. I would take Parkinson, but like I said, I think Wrexham will charge us so much for that, and I'd like Parkinson, but I think Wrexham will charge us thousands for that appointment, and that might fuck the club up for the rest of the season. So I'm not sure if I'm for it, to be honest. No, I wanted Phelan to stay, so it gave